right, guys. Well, welcome to Old Man Folder and the Mall Ninja Kid. Mike is the Old Man Folder because he owns the knife shop. He knows a lot about knives. And I was an actual mall ninja back in the day. I like to consider myself somewhat of a superhero. And so we're just talking about kick-ass shit here. Well, I just got to say, I'm so happy to be here. I call this place the Grotto. We are downstairs of Northern Knives and Fifth Avenue Cigar. In their media room, there's an on-air light above the door, and this building makes me so happy. It's full of knives and cigars and everything that makes me happy. And I come down here, these guys are drinking whiskey, we're all smoking cigars, and this is our little podcast forum. So tonight, one of the things we're going to talk about is knife fights. And I have to say, is it weird, like, owning a knife shop and, like, say, I know you guys don't think I'm a real mall ninja, but that's how I started off. But if, like, a serious mall ninja comes in with, like, a trench coat and he wants, like, a double-edged karambit and a boot knife, do you guys, like, think, man, this guy's gonna get in a knife fight? I know knife fights are dumb to get into, but does that ever come up? Is it awkward?
He'd never really shame anybody to their face. We're not gatekeepers, you know what I mean? It's like the man still came in here to spend money on knives. You know, you got to respect at least that.
Yeah.
You know, he's trying. We all started out shitty. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like everybody started out. I mean, well, most people started out with like a knife they bought at Walmart or at a gas station. You know, whatever it is. But
yeah,
I don't know. I never really want to fucking yuck anybody for their yum. Like he's into it. Like that's the reason. Like this is a real weird tangent, but like I watched a YouTube documentary on inline skating. And it was like the reason it died is because all they did is shit on all the people who wanted to join. So nobody wanted to join anymore. So guess who doesn't inline skate? Nobody. They don't give a shit because all the people that ran it were dicks. And so it's like you never want to. It's the same thing with cigars. And people are like, oh, I want a flavored cigar, or I want. Or like, oh, I'm getting into bourbon and I bought this and it's like, shit on it's like, oh, your $30 bottle and your $8 cigar. It's like, no, they're trying, you want to encourage people into your hobby. You want to make your hobby bigger. You want to make it better. You want to make it stronger. You want more people involved. I always think of it that way. Yeah, I might not like his taste, but there's a lot of customers that come in and buy stuff and like, I would never buy that, but so what? So what? It's he likes it. He wants to own it. Good, own it. Have fun.
I admit I am guilty of that. I rarely will buy a knife if it is not some kind of stabby tactical knife that I would imagine you could defend yourself with. It was kind of cool when I worked on base here too. Of course, there was no guns allowed on base, but you were able to have whatever kind of, no switchblades or auto knives, but you were able to have a giant hunting knife on your belt, any kind of pocket knife. So I always would like carry a tactical, folder on me at all times. That was kind of cool. But I wanted to look at this knife fight because I've seen a couple, but this one stands out. I know we've talked about what are some of the sayings. Knife fights are like some of the dummest things you can ever do.
It's not if you get cut, it's how badly are you
cut. I think my favorite saying, it was a book I read where a dude is like former Army Ranger, and so he's like,
no.
Continue.
Anyway, it doesn't matter. It was part of his back. It's irrelevant, but he taught like self-defense, and when he would teach self-defense, rule number 1 of a knife fight, don't get in a knife fight.
Don't get in a fucking
Rule
knife
number
fight.
2 of a knife fight is don't get in a fucking knife fight. And rule number 3 is don't get in a fucking knife fight. No one wins.
Yeah, and I have also heard the saying that the loser of the knife fight dies in the street and the winner dies in the ambulance.
I thought you were going to say dies in the sheets, but okay.
Yeah. I think I swear I brought this up before, but maybe not. But so my buddy who was a cop for 20 years down in Phoenix, the Phoenix metro area, and he sent me a picture one time of a cop that his whole back had just been lacerated open.
Oh God.
And he sent me that picture and he goes, "This is why cops shoot people with knives."
Yeah.
Because like no one wants to go through that.
But I will say, in defense of all the knife fighters out there, a knife is an extreme equalizer. And I've heard this term before. Say you've got some big guy that's, you know, into mixed martial arts, and then you've got a medium-sized guy that doesn't really know mixed arts, but he's got like a karambit. That's going to make it pretty equal.
Yeah.
I mean, it's the ultimate equalizer.
Well, and I think it's interesting that you pick karambit specifically, because karambit is designed to not only to use, but to not be taken away from you.
Yeah.
And that's real important. Is like, you got a big old buoy with, you got 3 inches sticking out the edge, and like you give it to your wife, you're like, hey, defend yourself.
Yeah.
Well, eventually the guy's going to get to the hand, you get some leverage on the handle and yank it away.
Yeah.
But if you have something that's like, the handle is smaller than the palm of your hand,
Right.
then the only thing they can grab is the blade.
Right.
And especially with a karambit, they can't grab the handle and it's wrapped around. The only thing I don't like about karambits is that, like, if the attack and the stick, you know, if you can't pull it back out,
Right.
and if they go down, well, it's possibly going to glove your finger and or cripple it. You know what I mean?
Right. Yeah.
So, you know, you stick a guy and he goes down, and like he's just going to twist your finger 7 ways from Sunday. Yes,
Right.
he's down, but
your finger's mangled.
your finger's still mangled.
Yeah. I have heard, I don't know if this is true, that in a knife fight you get all bloody, and regular knives without the ring, karambit ring, it's easy for it to slip out of your hand.
I wouldn't-
that type of thing.
I wouldn't doubt that at all.
So let's pull up this video. This is I've seen a few good, like, these aren't even knife fights. These are like stabbings where like the idiot like goes after somebody with a knife, and it's just, this is so messed up. So let's watch it. And this is, I believe this happened in New Zealand or Australia because of their accent.
Oh, I remember you talking about this. Yeah.
So it looks like they're in a mall. There's 2 groups of, they're squaring off,
There's a whole lot of posturing.
posturing.
Everybody's got a broccoli haircut, which
These
is
guys are
odd to me.
backing up, but one guy's gonna, let's see if he's got any.
The guy in the white skinny jeans he's
got a
proud.
knife, I think.
Oh, that's the guy with the knife. No wonder he's brave.
Yeah,
All right.
he's got the knife. And then, see, that guy comes at him. And then
That guy with the shaved head is brave as shit. He's just running up on this
and that,
dude.
the big guy.
Oh,
there
and then
was the
just
stab.
stick. Oh,
And
Look
he's
how
dead.
much fucking
and
blood
then,
is
man,
coming out.
that is, how is he still standing? He should be
He's
passing
not.
out by now.
Holy shit.
Major
Look at his
heart.
shirt.
Yeah.
Oh, there it goes.
He's
and he's
gone.
out.
He's gone.
Oh, yeah.
So
Oh, my God.
he didn't survive that, obviously.
Oh, my God.
Was that an artery or what was that?
It looked like he was doing a good job holding it in. Then he
I
moved
mean,
his
it looked,
hand.
I mean,
Yeah.
it had to get him right in the jugular.
Yeah.
That was a shitload of blood.
And it was and it wasn't a bunch of slashing. It was like one stab.
Oh,
to
yeah.
the
It was
neck.
like bink. And the guy
Yeah.
was like, blood, 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 blood,
Yeah.
blood. Hold my neck. Blood on shirt. Blood, 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 blood. I'm out.
And then 7 seconds later, he loses consciousness. He just
I mean,
falls.
was that even 7 seconds? I would want to go back and listen to the audio and see how quick. I mean, it sounded like that motherfucker was out in 3.5.
Yeah, it's only a 19-second video.
And there is so much posturing before that guy passes out.
And then just so much blood.
My
I mean,
God,
it wasn't
that's
the
rough.
greatest quality, but you could see like a bucket of blood, like instantly on the floor.
I mean, easily. I mean, it sounds weird to describe it in these, but like it's probably over a cup,
yeah.
which doesn't sound like a lot, but like, you know, when you just see a cup of blood thrown on a white marble floor,
Yeah.
that's a shitload of blood.
Yeah. So safe to say that guy shouldn't have even approached the guy with the knife. Never approached the guy with the knife.
Well, and why? If a guy already has gone to the point where he's like, you know what, knife, who is still being the aggressor?
Yeah.
Like, how were you raised? That's, you don't do shit like that.
Yeah.
I'm still gonna. Well, he's seen too many movies. He's gonna like.
Some people
well,
think
that-
they're real hard, you know?
Yeah, but I mean, best case scenario, you're gonna get a whole shitload of defensive wounds,
Yeah.
which means you're still going to the hospital. You're still gonna have some bone damage. You're still gonna need a shitload of stitches. I mean, I had 20. My last knife injury was 20 stitches in my right hand, and 20 stitches in your right hand ain't fucking fun.
Well,
That was brutal.
Yeah.
I know it reminds me of the story Dan said, one of your guys' prior employees. He was downtown. You know, he's worked in bars and stuff. He was downtown. Some guy asked him for a smoke, some drunk guy, young guy, and he's like, yeah, fuck you. I'm not giving you a smoke. And then the guy pulls out a knife, or he like messed with him, got pushed back, and the guy pulls out a knife, So what he said is he took his belt off with like a massive belt buckle.
Yeah.
And just like smashed the guy's hand
Yeah.
with his belt buckle.
Yeah.
And then his friend like took him out and they're like,
That sounds like the smartest thing you can do
Yeah.
at that point. Or like if someone someone pulls out a butterfly knife and they do that fancy,
yeah.
you know what I mean? The flip, and then open it, because you don't open, like if you're going to use it for offense, you don't do that.
Yeah.
It's just handle open, pivot, grab, open. You know what I mean? But if someone does the flip, the first thing you're supposed to do is as soon as they start doing the flip, you just smack their hand, because then it falls, because they're only holding it with like ends of their fingers or whatever. So as soon as they go out to do the flip, and then they're going to point it at you, you just smack their fucking hand and now knife it on the ground.
Did the balisong guy tell you that? Because I know that.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because there's a guy that comes in here. He's cool, and he's got like $1 million worth of balisongs.
Yeah.
And he like constantly buys them.
And he's the one that taught me, like, there's an opening for when you're going to use it against somebody, and then there's an opening to make it look good for the camera. And he goes, the first thing you do is as soon as they pull it out and start flipping, he goes, just smack their fucking hand, because they're going to drop it. They always drop it.
So let me ask you this: and I know it's super dumb, you never want to get in a knife fight, but if you knew you were going to have to like defend yourself with a knife, what knife are you choosing? And the other guy's got a knife too.
The biggest one.
Yeah. That's what my buddy did. He got that cold steel folder that's like 2 feet
Oh,
long.
yeah.
And he said that he would just use that.
Yeah.
And I was arguing.
Well, because
with
then you
him.
can grab the end, and now you got 16 inches.
Like a sword. Yeah.
You just got to give him a tag. And what's he got? Little 3-inch blade? He's
Right.
probably got the whole handle on.
Probably a bigger one.
Yeah. I mean, worst case scenario, it's heavy. You just hit him in the face with it. Just throw it at their face. Then you can do a couple leg kicks and a takedown. I don't know. I'm making all this shit up.
What, like if you had to have a folder or an auto, like what brand are you choosing to bring to the knife fight?
Man, I want the most overbuilt thing I could think of.
I would have a ballistic knife.
Oh, well, yeah. And then you're going to jail. You might as well have a full auto firearm, because I think the laws are easier on full autos than they are on ballistic knives.
Yeah.
Actually, you can buy a ballistic knife without the spring, so it's like a non-functional.
Oh, wow.
And if you use, I think it's an 870 spring out of an 870 shotgun, works in the ballistic knife.
So define knife. How long can it be before it's not a knife anymore?
Before it's a machete.
It can't be a short sword. It's got to be something, let's say you could conceal. And you can conceal a pretty big knife.
Well, okay, so the longest kitchen knife...
That's you packing heat over there, Chook?
Yeah.
The longest kitchen knife is 12 inches on a chef and 14 on a brisket. And then machetes generally start about 14, 15, somewhere around in there. So you're riding the line, but I mean, you can get a chef knife, you get a 12-inch chef knife. That's pretty lethal.
So for a folder, I'm going to go with one of those folding karambits. I used to have the Spyderco one. It's small. The Fox makes one. I've got one by some Chinese company, but probably a folding karambit that you can flip out. They make them with those Emerson wave things.
Oh,
So
yeah.
You just flip it out. You've got it in your thumb, and then you've just got like a blade on the end of your fist.
Like the Spyderco Civilian,
Yeah.
that nasty hooked serrated blade, or the Matriarch, which is very similar, but they do an Emerson wave on the Matriarch. Matriarch 2, I think is what it is.
The one I had.
That's a pretty
I
solid
forgot
choice.
what the name I had. I had a Spyderco mini karambit, and it wasn't called the Civilian. I forgot what the name of it.
No, they actually made a mini karambit. I had a buddy that he
I had
loved
it.
them, but they discontinued them in like 2015 or 2014 or something
I
like
traded mine into you guys, and I should have kept it, but I still have a couple folding karambits.
that. They go for a pretty penny on eBay. I will
they
say
do.
that.
I should have kept it. But that's what I would get for a folder. As for a fixed knife, which I think is better in a knife fight, I'd carry something scout carry, and I'd probably take one of those little stabby tools. Like who makes those? I got a couple of them from you guys.
Nelly.
Yeah, Bassinelli.
I have
and
I have an ice cream from
Cardiac Spike. Who makes the Cardiac Spike?
Oh, that's Half Face.
Half Face.
So I have one of those Bassinelli ice cream. It's an ice pick.
Nice.
So I carry one of those during the winter. I don't carry it during the summer because I can't justify it,
Right.
as far as law enforcement is
Oh yeah.
concerned.
Pick my ice.
But that's pretty legit. I think a Bassinelli ice cream would be pretty good. But I think your call on the karambit too.
Yeah.
Now that you made me think of it, like the civilian would be pretty legit to carry.
I like the Hollywood movies where the guy always pulls out like a K-bar and then like, has it pointed down and they just,
Oh yeah.
they get in a big knife fight. I enjoy those.
Ting,
Like,
ting,
yeah,
ting,
knife
ting,
fight.
ting.
I think the idea behind it is you go to punch him and it's face down, so you just slash him instead.
Yeah, it's like throwing an elbow.
Yeah, it's you're throwing elbows, but the knife's down your forearm.
Yeah, so
you're not supposed to go stab. You're supposed to go, I'm punching.
Yeah, so you hold it with the blade down, and so that when you make contact, the spine of the knife hits your forearm, and you use all the force of your forearm to push the blade through that.
And I know some special forces used to teach knife fighting with their knives they carried.
Apache knife fighting.
And that was
Yeah.
typically the way they carried it, right? Or that they would hold it.
Okay, if I didn't think the special forces were already more badass than I thought, they're teaching knife fighting? Jesus. To have the balls to go through with something like that. Hey,
A culture, if you will, that's been assimilated.
Where
so what? If it
it's
works,
held down and you're like,
I
slapping
don't know.
Yeah, but-
There's a lot more like judo-esque moves in it and a lot more punching.
but if it works, steal it.
and then
like, hell
is
yeah.
like an accoutrement to it, I think.
Interesting.
It's more like get them on the ground. That's mainly what it's about.
Nice.
Yeah, I don't doubt that.
I mean, if I was going to carry a folder, it'd be one of those silly, those giant cold steel vaqueros, the ones that are like almost 14 inches. in
That's what
length.
he was
That's
talking
what I was
about.
talking
Yeah.
about.
Yeah, but it's
Yeah,
got
yeah.
finger grooves for both hands, so you can like really get some swing
So
in
it's
that
like
bitch.
A hand-and-a-half sword, but it fits in your pocket.
Pretty
Yeah.
much.
But who has pockets that big? Like,
You put it on the outside. Have you seen how big the clips are
well,
on
then
those
someone
things?
could just steal it from you.
I didn't say it was practical.
Oh, okay.
It's purpose.
I'm also going to go all the way out for my knife fight, and I'm going to have like a double karambit, like in each hand. Like I'm going to slice myself as I pull it out, and then I'm just going to have like two karambits, like a karambit in each hand, and then I'm just full on berserker mode.
Wouldn't that be when you said double karambit? The first thing that popped in my head was the stupid Klingon sword weapon.
Yeah.
Oh, the two-handed.
batlet?
The ballet.
two-handed
It's
thing?
good. It's a double karambit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a massive double karambit.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think
Pretty
I think I'm thinking too pragmatically about the conversation, because then I think, I don't know, what have I got to show to a jury?
Yeah.
Because if I show a Klingon weapon to a jury, I'm going to fucking jail. It doesn't
Yeah.
matter if he punched me first.
You're gonna go to an insane asylum.
Yeah, exactly.
And if that's the case, I would almost rather have a slapjack
Oh,
too.
no, I have two of those. I have
'Cause
one
you're
in
not
each car.
You're going to be able to do more of the impact damage,
Mhm.
like cracked skulls and stuff, with something like that.
I had a buddy that used to have a sap hat, right? So the sap was sewn into the crown of the hat, just below, the little top nub on a hat, right? It
Yeah.
was just behind that. And he was going through the airport one time, and they, of course, they caught him with it. And they're like, "What is this?" He goes, "Oh, no." He goes, "I'm a boat captain in Alaska, so I have a weighted hat so that when I'm out on the water, it doesn't blow my hat off." And they're like, "Okay, continue on." And they gave it to him, and he got to travel with it. Meanwhile, he could just knock you the fuck out with his baseball cap.
Well, it was weight sewn into
Yeah,
the cap?
like you almost like if he was wearing it and we were sitting at the table, you couldn't tell.
Okay.
But when he handed it to you, it was like, Jesus, why do you have a 4-pound hat? Because it had a big old lead shot.
So in this part
yeah,
right here,
it was
I
in the
got
in between the snap cap part and the little button on the
So
top.
you take it off and you get some swing in that
Yeah.
bitch.
And so you'd use the bill as the leverage, and you just knock people out with it.
I got to get one of those melon hats. I lost mine. But I was imagining like a little, like a leather slappy jack that like came out and was
No.
like attached to it on a
No, it was just
You're thinking
part
too
of
Batman.
It was
Yeah.
just part of the hat. So the whole hat itself was the slapjack. And so they were like, "What are you doing with this?" He's like, "Alaskan boat captain." Nobody knows anything about Alaskan boat captains. And so they're like, "Okay, carry on, I guess. Here you go. Here's your dangerous slapjack weapon hat back. Please welcome to Canada, I guess. I don't know how that works."
Welcome to our bountiful, peaceful country.
I remember you guys came back from Blade Show one year and you had like the double push knife belt buckle.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
That thing, push knives are like mainly, those are for like military guys if somebody's like grappling you you
That-
could just like get off me and push it into their like chest.
I tell you something, like the number one weapon I see for like law enforcement to use as a get off me
Mhm.
is that.
Yeah.
Because you think about a knife, I mean, it's just basically, it's a stick, right? And so when you grab a hold of it under duress,
Mhm.
you don't know if it's upside down or right side up or
Yeah.
left or right. I mean, you probably know if it's left or right if it's, if you're really conditioned to know where it's at. But
Yeah.
when you grab a push dagger, as soon as you grab it, you can feel the part of the push dagger that goes from your palm through your fingers and into the knife. So the second you grab it, you automatically, without looking or knowing, you know how it's orientated. So you pull it out and you already know how it's orientated. And now it's
Nice.
usable. But if you grab a knife, I mean, if you grab a knife and it's, upside down or backwards or whatever,
Right.
it's like, I mean, you might be hitting somebody with the butt
Yeah.
and who knows what you're doing with the rest of it. So I have seen a couple of law enforcement guys who will put that in the small of their back as like a last ditch get off me, because you can grab it sight unseen and kind of understand how it's orientated without having to look at it,
So
which
when
I always thought was an interesting point.
when I was in school in New Mexico, my uncle let me bring a skull of a caribou with the horns connected, and I brought it in this massive cardboard box, shipped it, left it in my dorm, and then left for Christmas break. And it just sat there. Came back for Christmas break, and me and my buddy came in the room, and there was all these maggots because we hadn't cleaned the brains out, and all these maggots came out of this skull. It was disgusting.
So
But
gross.
I had a shitload of antler, and me and these Indian guys went to the shop, and we all made this thing we called an antler puncher. I'm sure one of these guys is like spending life in jail now, but it was like a nasty like thing you'd hold in your fist, and like it would have one or two spikes that would come out like in between your fingers, and it would be this
So the
massive,
tines would come out between your fingers.
yeah, a massive sharpened tine, and it would just be like for
So you're
punch.
fucking Wolverine.
And it's like they were so like nasty, and also that gives
You would go
like,
in front of a grand federal jury with that thing, and they'd be like, "Where the fuck are you from, Alaska?" Okay, that makes sense.
Okay.
Well, what's messed
Good
up
for
is
you,
it
Gun.
would give you a fucked up infection too. Like, not only am I piercing your chest with this fucked up antler puncher, but now you're
Yeah.
gonna have like all this
Yeah.
infected animal fucking diseases.
It's like a punji stick from the Viet Cong. It's gonna rub it in feces and put it in the ground.
yeah.
Like a tiger trap, is that what they call that?
I think so.
Yeah.
The punji pit.
I mean, I could be very wrong. I'm just throwing I mean, I'm not 100% caught up on hardcore history. There's some of it I haven't listened to. Maybe Dan Carlin could correct me on some of this, but
Maybe he'll be a guest of ours.
no.
I know there's AI that'll ingest all of his work, and we could talk to him.
Since we're down this rabbit hole of EDC weapons, I have to admit, I still want this thing as a mall ninja. There's this dude on TikTok that like had this viral video. He's selling it on like Temu or something. But it's
Is
this
this the
kid.
spring-loaded contraption I'm
Yeah,
thinking of?
yeah. It's this kid. He pulls out this little rod, and then he like beep, does that, and it turns into like a 5-foot staff in like a split second that he's holding. It's just like, and then he's like, wow, makes this like. But I want one of those. Have you guys seen those?
No, this is
that a-
not. Oh wait, is this like I've seen the magicians that have one, and they'll
Uh-huh.
put it in a little and it'll
Yeah.
go big, but
Yeah.
it's like it's not load bearing. So like, is this
Oh.
can this guy use this thing?
I'm sure it's hollow because the way it
Yeah.
comes out.
I mean, even if it can't hold weight, I mean, even if you get hit upside the face, I mean, you send the other guy to the top of the loop, so
Right.
now he's got to reassess what the fuck has happened to him,
yeah.
and you've already hit him in the face with this. I mean, even if it's just
I haven't
aluminum
heard
and thin
OODA
walled,
loop in years. Thank you.
top of the loop.
OODA loop,
Yeah.
yeah.
I know there was a superhero that had one of those. I can't remember.
Gambit.
Oh,
Gambit had a staff, right?
He had a staff, but I know there was a superhero that had one that would just like pop out too. I can't remember who it was.
Not Donatello.
Daredevil had the batons. I don't think they were spring loaded.
No.
I
Oh,
do
no, he
have-
does. He's got his walking cane. That's like one of those collapsible canes, but it's different than the
Oh,
normal
yeah.
blind person tapping
Yeah,
cane.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
It like shoots out the bottom, So it's this little tiny thing, and he goes shing, and it turns to this giant titanium rod he just fucks people with.
So I do have a couple of automatic batons. So they're about a foot long, and they're spring loaded. And then you hit the button, and they'll extend to not quite 36 inches. They'll probably go to about 20, 24, something like that.
They're painful.
And they are, yeah. And that's the thing is because I used to carry, in my old Land Cruiser, I used to carry a baton just in case anybody, fucking me, just sling a baton. And then I just realized, like, you can't, slinging open a baton is not, it's not the movies. Like, you can sling open like a limp-wristed bitch, but it's not going to lock. So as soon as you hit someone with it, it just kind of collapses and goes all limp.
Oh, shit.
So if you really want it to do some damage, you gotta sling it for real. And so I realized I had one of these in my truck, and I was like, well, I can't really do that.
Yeah.
So I got these automatic ones.
You'll break a window in your truck trying to
exactly.
extend it.
Yeah, you're gonna beat the shit out of the dash, and this guy's gonna be punching you in the face. So I got these automatic ones, and what I found about these automatic ones is they come out with enough force that, like, it's not going to knock you out, but, like, I can roll down the window. Like, if you come up to the window of my truck, I can roll down the window, and I can pull this automatic baton out. And, like, it's not probably going to knock you out, but if I can just point it at your face and pull the trigger, you're probably going to lose a couple of teeth. Wow. And it's going to buy me enough time to get the fuck out of the car and beat you with it afterwards.
I like it.
So I highly recommend automatic batons. They're not the greatest thing. They're cheap. They're Chinese. They're built who knows where, but it buys you a bit of time, and they come out with enough force that if you got hit in the lip with one, like, you wouldn't just take it and, you know what I mean? It's like, it causes recovery time. Yeah. You'll probably lose your 2 front teeth out of the thing.
If you held it to his temple, would it, like, go right through his head?
No, you need distance because it needs to build up momentum. So if you held it right to his face, you just kind of, like, I could probably put it to my forehead and it would just kind of move my head around.
Yeah.
But you want like a nice amount of distance to let it build up and, and put a hole in his lips.
Why am I thinking cattle prod, but it's got a cigarette lighter adapter, and you have your cigarette lighter set up so it only charges when the car's running?
So we need, we're looking for amps, not voltage.
Yeah,
we want to stop a heart.
Yeah, I'm just like, I was thinking like some dudes prodding on the thing, you just roll it down and beep and just drive off.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, that's kind of what this does. I mean, it's ASP used to make them, which ASP makes all the enforcement ones, all the really good ones. I don't think ASP makes the automatic one anymore. So I have an automatic ASP. And then now there's like a generic Chinese one that you can still get. And I have one of those, and it's not as good, but it is acceptable.
Nice.
Closing them is a bitch, though, because you got to beat them you got to hold the trigger close and beat them on the concrete because they lock out pretty well.
I mean, you can play with the one in the hallway upstase and see
that one's not automatic. There's an automatic one on my desk upstairs. We'll go fuck around with it later. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. We can go fuck around with it later.
This is when 2 cases get broken and
right. I told you guys about the smiley I carried in Seattle, right? I had some friends that we called them, they were gutter punks. We called them crust core. But we were walking down the street.
No, that's a normal term. Some people wear that as a badge of pride.
Well, there's
I'm just interested about the gutter punk thing. Yeah.
Crust core bands. This was like in
crust punks. Yeah.
It was like 1999. We're walking down an alley in whatever the Capitol Hill in Seattle.
Oh yeah.
And we hear something rustling in the dumpster, and like this hot chick.
Definitely not Jimmy's.
I mean, this chick was like this hot punk chick bursts out of the dumpster, and she says, "I am the queen of crust core." And we were just like, what the fuck? But anyway, so I thought crust core was cool.
I'm just pointing out, she won for the day. If she was aware and did that as a fucking joke and didn't care,
I guarantee she was not aware.
She did win. But so I started carrying a smiley because there was
smiley. Educate me.
So all it was a rope with a massive like automotive nut.
Oh, yeah. You did talk about this. Yeah, you did talk about this.
And so I carried that in my pocket, and it would just be like a swinging...
It's called a monkey's fist, man.
Yeah, that's it led into a monkey's fist conversation last time, I remember. Okay,
it's monkey's fist.
A smiley. Rope with a nut on it.
And I'm pretty sure that those
That's some hardcore shit.
Yeah, those are illegal in Seattle now, I'm sure.
As is everything.
Yeah, absolutely.
Why are you going to get political?
So I got to ask...
brass knuckles.
I got to ask you about this story, Mike. Now, it's been like 5 years when I was really into the whole Instagram EDC thing.
Yeah.
There was a time I was obsessed with these little nooks, and I'd have my hanky with my knife and all my shit on there, and I'd have like a 2 or 3 fingered nook that I ordered from somebody off of Instagram. And I remember we were doing a pocket dump, and I had one of those. We were passing it around, and you told me the story about, yeah, don't carry that in Alaska.
Yeah.
So what was about the whole biker thing?
So I keep a 2-finger nook on my nightstand next to my bed too.
Mhm.
But so I have this on pretty decent authority from the president of a local biker club, motorcycle club.
Do you not
we'll
want to
say.
give them a shout out? They're like the only predominant one in the state of
No,
Alaska.
I am not going to say their fucking name.
They're the only predominant one in the state of
Don't
Alaska.
care. Don't say their fucking name. But so I have it on pretty good authority that in Alaska, it is illegal because we have a very big biker culture up here, which people don't realize. Like, oh, why would Alaska? I don't know. But we have a giant biker culture up here. And when we try to sell knives and stuff, anything that covers 2 fingers with anything other than plastic is illegal. So you can't sell it. So any like a trench knife from like World War I, even though it's a collectible, it's illegal to sell up here because you can't. It's a collector. It falls under collector law. But so I was talking to this with my unnamed friend, and he talked about, oh yeah, he goes, do you know about biker brass knuckles? And I go, oh, I have no idea what that is. He goes, yeah. So because of how big the culture is up here, the way we would get around that is you would just wear 4 rings. And so
Those big, massive rings too.
And so in effect, you're wearing brass knuckles. And so there's a law in Alaska against 4 rings on all 4 of your fingers. And it's colloquially called biker brass knuckles. So you cannot wear 4 rings in Alaska on all 4, on the same hand, because they understand what you're doing. They understand that you are now in effect making brass knuckles while getting around the law.
And they also don't allow like a 2-finger nook.
Yeah,
either.
2-finger knucks are illegal up here. 3, obviously 3, 4, but yeah. So if it covers more than 1 knuckle with anything other than plastic, so you can have a machete up here with like a brush guard on it, right? So like you're swinging and you don't want the alders getting into your knuckles or whatever. That's fine as long as it's plastic. So we sell a lot of bushwhacking machetes and bushwhacking stuff up here, but it has a plastic guard.
Yeah.
But anything with a metal guard over the hand, we can't sell up here. It's illegal. And it's one of the only knife laws we have up here. And it's actually not a knife law. It's an assault law, I guess. It's a personal protection law.
Yeah.
It's not a knife law. In fact, in the law itself, it says nothing about knives.
Yeah.
It's specifically only regulated to beating the shit out of somebody, basically.
It's more of an attempt to like curtail. That sounds like a law that went into enactment back in the 70s when there was a huge influx of that into the state.
I mean, even brass knuckles specifically, you can own them, you can carry them, you cannot use them.
So I almost bought a pair once. There are some companies that make like polymer or plexiglass brass knuckles. Would those be legal since they were made of plastic?
They're legal to own, they're legal to carry, they're illegal to use.
Even if they're plastic?
It doesn't matter what they're made of. Because
that'd be like Marfion custom.
Yeah, it's using them.
Carbon fiber ones.
Yeah,
like,
exactly.
No, okay.
Yeah, we had carbon fiber ones from Microtech. Right?
Paperweights.
Yes,
That's all they are.
They're paperweights. They're very cool. You can go to the fair or whatever and buy them as paperweights. That's very cool. And you can own them, and you can possess them, and you can carry them. But as soon as you use them, they're now a weapon, and you're fucked.
So what if like I'm attacked by a meth head on the street, and he's like a zombie? He's like trying to gnaw my leg off, and I'm like, oh, what am I gonna do? And I grab a big roll of tinfoil, and I spend like a minute as he's gnawing on my leg. Yeah, forming it around my knuckles until I have a weapon.
I imagine the judge would be pretty sympathetic on that case.
I imagine the judge would be fucking enraptured by the fact you have one leg left.
Yeah.
Yeah. You sacrificed a leg to punch this dude with tinfoil, you're free to go.
Gotcha. And then, so is it the same kind of thing with a slapjack? Like, because I've
Those
I
have
thought they were legal for a
they
while.
have
Hey,
organized crime ties, which is why they're forever going to be illegal everywhere.
It's the same thing. Is like, I know it's legal to own. I know it's legal to carry.
Yeah.
I don't know under which circumstance it's legal to use.
Right.
I'm going to point out right now, hashtag not a lawyer.
Hashtag not a lawyer.
Do not follow
this is
our
not.
advice.
Oh no. I'm just a fuck face with headphones on. Do
Yeah.
not listen. Do not trust me. I mean, if you want to, cool. But
We're going to have that tag at the end of every episode.
hashtag don't listen to me or hashtag not a lawyer.
Hashtag not a lawyer. FYI. Although we are spewing personal opinions, it is not legal advice.
Yeah.
Everything I have it's coincidental from talking to law enforcement officers.
Apocryphal.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. So I talk to them about this, talk to them about that, and they're like, well, it's the same thing as like when automatic knives were illegal up here. And it's like, look, it's
For a
constitutional.
while, they were illegal.
Yeah, and it's constitutional carry.
Mhm.
And most officers would say, look, I kind of don't give a shit
Mhm.
about the automatic knife in your pocket. I give a shit about the 45 your bandito carry in the back of your belt. And it's like, just don't get caught in the commission of another crime with an illegal knife.
When did they become legal?
2013.
Really?
Yeah, in fact, I have one of the pens upstairs that was used to sign the bill to make them legal.
Can we make a little plaque and put it up on the wall?
I mean, we can. Otherwise, I'll just steal it when nobody's looking and take it home.
Can we make a little plaque and you steal it with you and put it up on your wall?
Yeah.
And then Chad said he said you guys would know what this was about. He said, bring up the guy on Independence Day that flew up into the UFO's asshole. Something about him. Did he have like a special knife or something? I don't know what he said. You knew what he would mean.
No, Chad brought that up specifically because
Yeah.
so he wanted us to do these interludes in the podcast
Mhm.
where it would be like Randy Quaid would be out there and be like, hey, shitter's full. You know, and it would show him like emptying the shitter from Christmas Vacation.
Right.
And then he was like, no, you need to have him flying up into the base of the alien spaceship and yelling, was it fuck you? What does he yell when he flies up into the alien spaceship? Up yours. That's
Yeah.
right. And so then what we thought it would be funny is if he would fly up, we would show the video of him flying up into the alien spaceship, but we would dub over shitter's full into that. And so
And vice versa.
and vice
That's
versa. And so Chad thought that was fucking stammeringly hilarious, which I gotta agree. I think that
Pretty
is
good.
pretty funny.
It will happen at
So
some
so
point.
he's
Yeah.
so he's planted
Good.
the seed with you to get you to fuck with us. But
I like it.
I do say him flying up into the base of the UFO and yelling "shitter's full" is pretty fucking funny.
It's
is
very
pretty
on brand.
Shit.
So we wanted to talk about gravity knives, and I actually bought one from you guys. It was like 2 or 3. It was about 2 years ago, maybe 3. But it was like the weird triangle-shaped Riot knife that split
Yeah.
apart, and then you flicked it out, and
Yeah.
then it took a little bit to get it.
Mhm.
But I know they have another one, and there's a couple different versions of that gravity knife. But you guys were saying that those are like insanely popular right
Yeah,
now?
I mean they're coming up on like unobtainium. Like when they first came out, the secondary market went crazy, and we still get them. We still get them occasionally, but they don't last long at all. Like we put them up on the website, and it's like even previously when we get them as a trade, they last like a day or two, something like that.
Yeah, so
They go real fast.
the thing seems to be that the first and second gen they did had no safety.
Mhm.
So you could just do it willy-nilly. And then the third and fourth gen have like a really cumbersome, almost CRKT-esque safety on them.
Mhm.
I will say one of the greatest fidget spinners
Yeah.
for not owning a fidget spinner.
You
that
only
I've
have
ever
one
owned.
sitting behind you.
Oh, there we go. Okay.
Ah, that's a gravity. Okay, that's
So this is a
different.
3D
Oh,
printed gravity knife here.
Wow. Where did that come from?
A customer bought it at Blade Show, I want to say,
Okay.
and gifted it to me.
And is this like, does Riot make this model?
Yeah, it's basically the exact same function, but Riot makes it out of titanium and good steel and all that stuff.
So the one I had was the triangle one that you'd have to push this ball, and then the sides would come apart,
Oh, really?
and then it would slide forward. You
That's
guys
one of
know-
the newer ones with the safety on it.
Yeah, it
Yeah.
has a safety on it.
And it
yeah.
was
This
it
is
had-
one of the OG ones where it's like you can just
So they
Fall
still make the OG ones in smaller quantities, but I guess some laws got passed in some states and around the world against them because they're too easy.
Oh, you mean
use.
people realize that these are federally illegal and
Started
decided to
making
make them
specific
actually
laws.
illegal?
Yeah.
All right.
So
I mean, I mean,
yeah.
I don't see why. I mean, come on now. I mean, a combat Troodon is infinitely more dangerous than this turd.
Right.
But but it does make a nice fidget spinner.
Oh yeah, ultimate fidget tool. That's why I liked it. I got tired of it after a while, and I was like, well, I'd rather have like a solid folder,
Mhm.
you know, than this thing, because sometimes I wouldn't do it right, and it would be kind of just awkward trying to flip it out.
Yeah, this is very much like I want a very nice, very well constructed, very well machined fidget spinner, and I
Mhm.
get that.
Yeah.
But other than that, like, I'm not getting in a knife fight. Well, not that I'd get in a knife fight, but I'm not getting in a knife fight with this thing. This is
Yeah.
ridiculous. Like, hold on. Chink, chink, chink. Hold on. Didn't work. Hold on. Let me push it back in. Okay. Hold
Yeah.
on. Bing, chink, chink. Okay. No, wait. Hold on a second. Let me put it back in.
Oh yeah, under duress, you would most certainly mess it up while
Yeah.
you're trying to flick
You
it out.
you got a whole bunch of adrenaline going through your veins. You're gonna open that. No, you're
Yeah.
going to the top of the loop 15 times in a row.
Yeah.
You're gonna get stabbed or knocked the fuck out.
I still find it funny. Some of the tactical stuff we sell that people are like, I'm going to use this in a knife fight. And I'm like, that's overly complex.
No, you're not.
Are you serious? You have the
No, no.
dexterity of a 4-year-old
Right.
when that happens. Like, it's not happening. You need something a 4-year-old could
Yeah.
pull out and deploy. That's the barrier for me.
What something you guys told me once is those, you know, little Microtech out the front. I always thought that they were super weak because it's such a thin blade, but those are surprisingly pretty strong, aren't they?
Oh yeah. No, I really hesitate to say anything bad about Microtech. I've owned like, I don't know, 17 or 20 of them over the last couple of years. Like, I really like them. I think they're fantastic knives. And Microtech is very good about using premium products, premium materials, making them as robust as they can. And they've really come leaps and bounds on their reliability. You know what I mean? You look at a Navy Scarab from, let's say 9 years ago or whenever they made them. And then you look at like a Scarab 2 that was made, 2 months ago.
Yeah.
The difference is amazing. Like I would take the modern Microtech over the older one. And the Navy Scarab was not cheap, but it was a great knife. Just what they've done with their mechanism and refining their process and everything they've done over the last, like, let's just say like 4 years is fantastic. Like Microtech has really killed it with making it more mass market. You know what I mean? Like, because it used to be to the point where like you try to sell a Microtech or someone and they can't close it.
Right.
And we used to have like a running joke in the shop. And I don't mean this as like a sexist bullshit kind of thing, but like someone's like, oh, I can't close it. And we'd be like, hey, Lori, come over here. And we give it to Lori. And Lori would just like, click, and she'd close it.
Right.
And then hand it back and be like, I'm a girl and I did it. You know, that kind of thing.
Yeah.
But it's like, it's not like that anymore. They're machining in their tolerances and their spring tension and everything is so good anymore that like, anybody can do it. Anybody. I mean, you can give it to a 12-year-old kid. Like no problem.
I think by like premium materials, you mean hard use materials, right?
Yeah.
So like they use really good blade steel. It's not going to wear down on you. It's going to last you a lifetime. You can
M390
fry with
MK.
it, do all sorts of crazy shit with it.
Yeah.
They use high grade aluminum, which doesn't have a crystallized grain pattern to it when you take the finish off, which is rare. A lot of other manufacturers that use aluminum, you do that and you can see that it's not the same as forged milled aluminum. They use forged milled aluminum.
Yeah. And we source a lot of them.
You probably remember this, Dakota. I was obsessed with the Boba Fett version of it. You know, I'd be like, oh, save it for me. And then to the point where
it matches your shirt.
Yeah, I needed money, so I sold the first one. And then I was like, oh, why did I do that? Save the next one that comes in. And then I bought it a second time.
Yeah.
And then I just got sick of it. I'm like, this stupid Boba Fett. And I'd rather have, like, you've got like what is it called? The Combat Trojan, or what is it called?
Combat Trojan, correct.
Trojan, yeah.
Combat
Trojan.
Trojan.
I said Trojan.
Trojan.
Combat Trigicon.
Yeah, it's the French or Israeli version.
Nice. Speaking of combat, so I'm going to, at the time of this recording, I'll be flying out for SHOT Show in about 5 days. And one thing people keep asking me about, I think there's going to be some more 10mm offerings. I'm not a big fan of Turkish pistols. In fact, I kind of hate Turkish 1911s. But Gerson and EAA are coming out with a new version of the Witness that's going to be supposedly in 10mm and 45, and it looks really good.
Really?
I mean, it's got all the bells and whistles, and
all right,
if that's true,
take some pics and vids.
Yeah, that's going to be. And I did get in. I don't know who got me in, but I got into Industry Range Day, because in order to get into Range Day, you have to be sponsored by a company. And so I still don't know who sponsored me. Like, I asked 2 different buddies.
Specify company.
Any company, gun company or ammo company that's going to be at the Range Day.
Oh, no worries.
Or SHOT. No, they got to come to the Range Day. They can sponsor you. I don't know if this has changed.
Where's the Range Day at? Are you going going over to like Battlefield?
I don't know where they have it. It's off-site. It's at some range. There's always bad weather. They said every year there's like
so it's
weather.
Outdoor.
It's outdoor.
Oh, I was like, because you can go over to Battlefield over behind Circus where the tank museum. Like,
yeah,
Battlefield's pretty legit.
Yeah,
I love Battlefield.
It's like on the edge of Vegas. It's outdoor. But I asked my buddy if he said he might have one more spot, and then he was like, "Yeah, I didn't hear back if I got you in." But then I contacted them. They're like, "Nope, you're in." So I get to go hands on. Hopefully, I won't be limp wristing too bad, or like
I want videos of you shooting all the H and K shit. That you'd have to get a second mortgage to afford.
Yeah. Well, I'm excited because I guess they get pissed when God, I hate influencers, but influencers set up tripods and all the gun companies in the booths are just so sick of like, oh, you're going to take 10 minutes to set up your stupid tripod.
Of course.
So a lot of channels will film each other. But I've got the new Oakley Meta Glasses Cyclops one. I've got.
So you can use the metas and and not
be like,
piss everybody off and just
just turn it on and get a first-person view.
Good thinking ahead.
Yeah, so that'll be
fun. Good.
But yeah, that's what I'm looking forward to. I actually had a shirt made at the Diamond Center that says, "But does it come in 10mm?" So one of the days I'm going to wear that. And
when you said "but does," my mind went somewhere else.
And I don't know if I'm going to do this. I probably should bring it in case I decide to. But just to piss people off, I was going to wear a full Olight outfit around SHOT Show. At the Diamond Center, I had a black Olight hoodie printed up. And then they also printed me up a black baseball cap with the Olight logo on it.
As much shit as you talk about Olight, dude, I would love to see that.
I'm going to bring it, and I think that maybe for like half a day, I could just wear that.
Just rocking full Olight gear.
Just to be called a shill, and just to, I think people that know me would just crap.
No, are you like you're a gay fisherman out of Seattle?
Seattle, that's
there
right.
you go.
Commercial fisherman.
We need to get you like a rainbow fisherman fucking outfit and a Seattle Seahawks.
So I'm excited about that, but I don't know what kind of trends are out right now. 10mm has just made a huge. That's what I built my whole channel on. Is started off with the Glock 20. I mean, originally the 10mm, there were like some old Smith & Wessons. Then they had that Delta 1911, and then Glock came out with the Glock 20.
Yeah.
And then I came out in 2010 and was just like, oh, this is what we use for bears. And then it kind of put me on the scene. It got more popular and more popular up here. And then it just spread, and like 4 years ago, it just exploded.
Yeah.
You know, everybody's.
Well, you have that video of like confronting liberals.
Oh,
yeah. It's like, I think that's like your highest viewed video.
Yeah, got 500,000 views. Like, that was the weirdest thing. Like, I was out on this bear hunting trip with Chuck from Alaska Ballistics. We're across.
Shout out Chuck, good guy.
Yeah, he's funny, but he's like super serious. So he like, I thought he was going to fucking lose it. So we're out here hunting, and we're on like these little grassy knolls on each end of like this little lagoon. And so he's
Was there a lot
there.
of Kennedys hiding out in those hills?
Well, he shot like a black bear, and he used like a 7mm.
Yeah.
It was like TSXX, whatever, copper rounds, but they were going too fast. So it was just like making little laser holes
Yeah.
through the bear. So he shot it like 10 times. And I'm looking at it going, shoot it again, shoot it again. But it wouldn't die. He just kept shooting it. I'm like, shoot it again. But anyways, we killed one bear. And then, so then it was my turn. I was trying to kill a bear. And like, there was these two like very liberal progressives, and they come walking through, and we're like, you know, they're interfering with our hunt. They're walking through like right where we're waiting for bears to come out. And like, they didn't see me at first. And then the guy like stops when he sees me, and I'm holding a blue Nalgene bottle. And you know, I'm dressed like a Green Beret from the 70s. Like I've got all.
So you're Rambo in.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Somebody mentioned that. They're like, I miss it when you used to hunt dressed up like you were in Afghanistan, shoot. But I had like the scarf and the shamag.
Yeah.
And I was holding this water bottle. It was a blue Nalgene bottle. I'll never forget it. And I stood up because he was like ruining my hunt. I was like, really, dude? I stood up, and then he stopped, and he's like, Harry, are you pointing a gun at me? And I was like, it's a fucking water bottle. And I held it up like that. And then he was like, and his like friend was trying to calm him down, but it was like one old guy and one younger guy, the long hair, ponytail, walking sticks. And then he just started stomping right through our hunting grounds. And he saw the carcass of one bear, and he's like, oh, he killed a bear, disgusting. And so they just stomped around, and I had to calm Chuck down because he was just shaking. He was like about to freak out. He's like, oh, they're ruining our hunt.
They're desecrating our hunt.
They're desecrating our God-given right to hunt these bears. And so I had to calm him down. Thankfully, they finally left. But then I did this whole video, and I had like a picture of me like wearing that outfit. Like I had like a full tactical vest on the picture. I wasn't wearing that, but I could have been, because it was all like army stuff I was wearing. And then I had like a picture of a screaming liberal, and it was
the lady, the white liberal lady is on the thumbnail.
Yeah,
and
with the glasses.
I see it all the time.
Yeah. And like the title of it was like, when hunters meet progressives in the woods of Alaska. But yeah, that guy, but it was a true story. Like, and then everybody commented, in most states this is true, but in Alaska, it is illegal to, what do they call it? To interfere with a hunt.
Oh, really?
So what those guys did was completely illegal.
Oh, no shit. I didn't know that.
Yeah, you can't harass hunters and interfere with their hunting.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're lucky up here. We have great laws concerning some things. For instance, you can hunt with an AK or an AR with a 100-round magazine if you want. And every time I talk about it, there's always some guy from Wisconsin that's like, you cannot hunt with magazine. I'm like, in Alaska, you can.
Yeah, you can.
I could have a drum magazine if I want.
Yeah.
And they do that because a lot of people in the bush, they hunt, you know, polar bears and walrus with their AK.
Yeah.
And, you know, it's just cheaper for their ammo to get it.
Yeah.
Well,
And
SKS is pretty popular too.
Well, it's
SKS,
so many
yeah.
people who like hunt whitetail from their backyard and don't understand how fucking hard it is to hunt an animal in Alaska.
Yeah.
Like you don't understand what alders are. You don't understand fighting through it. You don't understand getting dropped off at a beach and going to 1,600 square feet. It's 1,600 feet elevation.
Devil's Club. They have never fucking encountered it.
Yeah,
or Queen
and
Anne's
fighting
Lace.
that and like dragging a deer down, you know, and it's like, I mean, I've done the math on how much, like, every time I have a black-tail double cheeseburger, like, I've done the math. A black-tail double cheeseburger cost me $75.
Yeah.
And I am happy to pay that because it is the hardest fucking hunt I've ever done in my life. And you don't have to do windage, right? You know, with blacktail, there's no windage. They really don't care about noise.
Yeah.
But just fucking finding one is so hard.
Yeah.
It's so difficult just to get your ass on top of a blacktail and get it, especially out in, like, it's easier. There's other islands where it's easier, but where I go in Kodiak, like, it is.
If it's not snowing, then it's really
ruthless.
hard. Yeah.
It is ruthless kind of hunt. Like, if you're not doing if you're not doing squats and fucking deadlifts and fucking cardio all year to prepare for this hunt, good fucking luck. You ain't getting anything.
Yeah. And that's the best game meat in Alaska, in my opinion, too.
Yeah.
It tastes like wild beef, too.
Oh, yeah. Blacktail is the most delicious shit I've ever had in my life.
Yeah.
You want to hear my biggest disappointment?
What's that?
I went dall sheep hunting when I was turned 18. Went with my grandfather.
With a Mosin.
No, it's
British 303.
No, it's
He's going to shoot you down every time.
Yeah.
Nope.
it's an Argentine Mauser.
Oh, I see. I was close.
It's like 7.93. It's
Argentine Mauser. Why do you got to be topical, dude?
Well, it's a very odd caliber. It's very specific.
No,
Argentina.
303 is very fucking odd round.
It's not 303.
Oh, I thought we were talking about 303s.
No, it's an Argentine Mauser, so it's a German round.
Oh, okay.
But it's
All right.
been necked down ever so slightly, and the bullet's ever so slightly smaller. So it's like 7.85 or 97 or something weird like that. Like there's only a few companies that still make it, and my grandfather had that. So the thing weighs 5 pounds, and I'm carrying it around everywhere. And we went up and down and up and down and up and down.
Yeah.
4 fucking mountains. Shot the thing. It fell the wrong way, so now we're going down,
Another
and
mountain.
back up, and down again.
Another
to get it.
mountain. Yeah.
And then we hiked back to where the boat was and floated down the river to where our car was parked and got in. And we got back, and I had to clean the thing and butcher it, and we made the sausage at our house and the whole 9 yards. And I got to the end of it, and it just tasted like really shitty gamey lamb. It didn't taste good at all. It was a hunt that I really appreciated.
Bad shot.
Yeah, I just should have
Adrenaline. You dumped adrenaline into the
Texas
thing.
hard shot.
Yeah, it was a good shot. It was an insta kill, but it just fell the wrong way.
Yeah.
I'm like, God fucking damn it. And
It tenderized itself on the way down the mountain.
yeah, I broke all of its fucking arms. Both legs were, all 4 legs were fucking broken. It chipped its horns. My grandfather still has the horns from it, but
Yeah.
Oh, you recovered it.
oh yeah, no, I ate that fucking thing
Nice.
every day for lunch for like 3 months.
Wow.
Fucking sausages. That's all it was worth.
Yeah.
But I,
Who's going to shit on a venison sausage?
the grandfather fucking looked at me and he's like, I did this for you. I'm never doing this again. However many boys you have, that's how many times you have to do it now. And that was the end of the conversation. And now it's like, I gotta do this 6 more fucking times.
Oh, God.
All right. I can appreciate that.
Well, thanks for tuning in, everyone. This has been a lot of fun. We're having a blast with this. And Old Man Folders and the Mall Ninja Kid, we give you different perspectives, and we talk about knives and all kinds of guy shit and Alaska shit and talk shit, and we're just having fun with it. So thanks for tuning in. We'll see you next time.
Thank you, Mall Ninja Kid.
Thank you, Old Man Folders.